Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my first disc golf video. I am Matt, and today we're going to be working on the back nine of Benbrook disc golf course. This is a course that it's my home course, and we play here a lot for league nights, probably about 50-50. And I have a tendency to blow up on the back nine because it's really tight. It's a difficult back nine. Yeah, you start off with like I think 3 open field holes, and then the whole rest of the back nine is pretty wooded, pretty tough. There's 2 par 4s and the rest are all par 3s. It's pretty early here in the morning, so the beginning might be a bit dark, but yeah, I want to experiment with making videos on disc golf. I've been practicing and playing a lot, and I'm interested in recording some videos to help grow the sport, as well as kind of like track my progress, because I don't know, I think I'm getting a lot better really quick, and it'll be interesting to see how this goes. But if you guys like this video, be sure to let me know down in the comments and by liking the video. But yeah, we're gonna go straight into this, no warm-up, and just play the back nine. I gotta be home not too long before that because I got some construction workers coming over. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get this done in good time and have a good back nine, maybe score a little bit, at least finish even par. So yeah, let's go. All right, so the back nine opens up here with a huge 459-foot par 3. You got to get a really nice drive off the tee to even get close, but it's wide open. Basket is way down there. You'll be able to see it as we get closer, but with no warm up, I might have to take 2 off the first tee. We'll see how it goes. Like 300, headed out a little right. I am gonna take 2 off the first tee just to see if I can get a better flight out of the disc real quick, but I'm taking just 1 from everywhere else. I haven't gotten a warm up though. All right, we're a bit noodle armed this morning, just no warm up, but at least we got it 300 down the fairway. Hopefully we'll be able to lay up for our par and move on from there. All right, and I did work out arms yesterday and legs today, so I'm feeling pretty sore. First time I've been to the gym in a while, so I'm gonna be a bit noodle armed today. So even though I'm about probably 150 out from the basket directly out that way, I think I'm still throwing a fairway driver, kind of letting up and let it just go straight towards the basket. I'm gonna be going with my F5 here. I kind of just want to beamline it straight at it. I'm gonna put it on a slight hyzer and see how it does. All right, I'm not too noodle armed. I apparently creamed it about 75 past the basket. So, uh-oh. All right, I've left myself about 70, probably like 60 feet here. It's gonna be a little dangerous, but I'm gonna run the putt. You can see clearly how this 9 can run away from you. You bogey literally off the first hole if you don't get enough distance. Yep. Laid up for the bogey. All right, here we go on hole 10. Basket is about 350 straight down. You really don't want to end up right, or else we'd be up on this hill over here that's got some high brush. So I'm gonna send it with my kind of flippy D2. Hopefully it'll flip up to flat and push a bit for me. Came out a little bit to the left there and pretty low. Would have hyzered back towards the basket there, but probably about 40 feet away. All right, I got about 50 feet here for birdie. Let's see if we can do it. All right, +1 through 2, which isn't horrible. Those are 2 bogeyable par 3s right there. But we got our first birdie hole right here. This par 4, 550 feet. If you can get roughly 350 out and have just a solid 200 approach coming in, you'll be right there for birdie. So let's see if we can get there. Throwing D6, slight hyzer. This one's kind of overstable, but not too much. So let's see what we can do here. All right, kept it in the fairway, but that was definitely not even 300 feet there. So we'll go see our approach. All right, definitely let a lot to be desired off the tee. Still like 250, 275 out. So I'm gonna actually use my D2 here for my second shot. Typically like to do fairway driver. I'm gonna see if I can hang it out and try to push up a little bit. There's a bit of grip lock there. That was not a clean shot at all. All right, got about 50 feet for the birdie here. Got a good skip out of it. Let's see if we can make a big time putt. Ooh, sailed it a little deep. Realistically though, on this back nine, I'd like to be shooting as close to even par as possible. I think there are enough birdieable holes, but +1 through 3, not too bad. I'd say if I can end up about even par to +3, that's a solid back nine for me, because I can typically come out of the front nine -2 or 3. There's some birdieable holes. All right, we got your stock 300-foot sidearm up here through this little tree gap. You want to keep it low and hope you get a skip forward. It's hard to get really close and park this, but it's pretty simple to get inside circle 1, like edge. So we'll see how this goes. First sidearm of the day, so we'll see how this goes. Came through really hyzer that felt really uncomfortable. I think it's from arm day yesterday, but simple up and down from there. Easy par. Upshots are a bit off right now. I hung that one out probably about close to 25 wide there, so got a tester for the par. Alright, so this hole on this fairway right here is about 380. This is probably the toughest hole on the course. I'd say my average is about 5 or 6 on this hole. I used to do touchy backhand, but I've lost so many discs on this right side because of that. I'm starting to just switch up to a sidearm. So I'm going to take my flippier F3 and see if we can just pin her straight down there. So we'll see. Put that bit too high, bit too nose up, and so it stabled up and went off into the trees on the left, but it's pretty open underneath there. My only concern is that it hit a late tree in there, which means it pushed pretty deep. So let's go see where it ended up. All right, I'm out here in the middle of this, so I'm gonna take a little bendy disc and see if we can pop out of here. Got out and into the fairway, we're good. All right, so now I got a touchy backhand through this gap down here. It's still about 150, 175 out. This is a tough hole. This is my third shot, so I think I'm gonna take probably a light fairway driver, probably an F5. I'll take my stable F5. This is for the sole purpose of really getting it through that gap there and trying to flare over. Left myself a little burner, but I had pulled it anyway, so I'm glad it's kind of on the side there. Let's see if we can get up and down for a 5. Or double. All right, 3 over through the first 4, headed into hole 15, which is another tough one. Hopefully I can get just an easy par here, but leaving quite a bit to be desired. There's 2 birdieable holes though, 17 and 18, so hopefully we can capitalize on that. But first we got to get through 15. Tunnel shot, low ceiling. It's a toughie, it really is, about 330 down. I'd typically like to try to send an F5 down this. I think I'm going to take my stable one and sidearm it, because I think I got a little bit better of aim with the sidearm right now, so we'll check it out. Taking my more stable one, I'm going to try to come through flat, see if I can get a nice little tight S-curve. That's what typically happens on this hole, except the opposite way, because typically I'm throwing backhand. Typically come out a little high and a little off, and it hits some trees and gets about 200 feet. So hopefully I can get the up and down for par right there, or maybe a throw in, we'll see. All right, about 100-ish feet down the fairway right there is the basket tucked in on the left. I'm gonna try to sidearm with my zone, come through really flat. Yeah, so yesterday I played here, no, 2 days ago I played here for league night, and I shot 2 over for the full 18, which is one of my best rounds out here. A lot of the pros, the local pros, like semi-pros and stuff, were saying that that'd be about a 900 rigger round. So considering I started about 4 months ago, I'm happy with that, you know? Like, the game's not too shabby. I cheated a little bit with the forearm, sometimes the forehand, but, you know, it's part of the game too, so it's not really cheating. All right, I got myself about a 20-foot putt for par out here, so let's do it. Let's go. I'm gonna kind of play that hole like that from now on with the sidearm, just because I'm a little more consistent right now with the sidearm accuracy. So, yeah. All right, coming down here into hole 16, about 330 feet. Got a tight initial gap. Hole ends on the right. I'm gonna be throwing a scorch, trying to get it low and flat, so that way I can get max distance, because there is kind of a low ceiling when you get out there. It's no higher than about 12 feet. So, got to keep the scorch low. I actually decided, instead of the scorch, I'm gonna be throwing the D Model US. Just get out there, because I really feel like my forearm is coming into play right now. It's a good shot on this hole. Just get 200 down the fairway and land in the fairway. We'll be able to get up and down for par. Yeah, as you can see, this back nine's pretty tight here towards the end. The last 2 holes get significantly easier, but even them, they can slip away from you. They're very bogeyable, so tough holes, man. It's a tough back 9, not too long, mostly par 3s, of course, but they get tight, and you got to be very accurate. So it's very. All right, so we got about 125 to the pin here. I'm gonna be throwing probably sidearm here, so I can kind of ignore this left side. Yeah, with that low ceiling, it kind of cuts you off on the height, so that's actually a solid shot for right there. About 30 feet. We'll see if we can get the par here. All right, just over 20 feet, slightly uphill, so I got to power out a bit. We're cash today. All right, I can't really do this hole justice because there's not really a good place to put my camera, but we got a bit 230 foot lefty ace run here. I'm a lefty, so I'm just gonna take an overstable fairway. All I need to do is get it far enough right. So I'm taking a Firebird, pretty much. F Model OS flies a lot like a Firebird, and we're just gonna see if we can get it down there and give it an ace run. Last time I hit the basket, so I don't know, today might be the day of my first ace. Cut the inside a bit there, but we should have about a 30-foot look for the bird. Yeah, I came off that one a bit too high and a bit inside. I'd say probably 2 feet lower and about 6 feet more left. That thing was definitely tracing the basket, because I definitely put the right speed on that. We gotta hope though that we didn't skip in the water, because if you take that inside gap and you're too overstable, you will be testing water. All right, 2 up through 8. Honestly, decently clean right now. There's some holes I'm playing about average, and some holes I'm playing slightly above my average, so doing decent. This last hole is a rare birdie look, but there's no reason I shouldn't get a par on it. It's a par 4. I'd say it's about 500 feet. Yeah, 478. It's tight though. It's not just a simple 478, and you're about to see why. All right, so you got a low ceiling off the tee, and down the fairway is a really tight gap, so you can't really go over very much. I like to sidearm about a T-bird equivalent, an F3, my more stable one. Try to get through that gap on that left side there. If you can land on the other side of the creek or right in front of it, you're typically golden. If you're in front of it, you gotta do a overhand, all that crap. But let's just see where we end up before we say too much. All right, since things are kind of hyzering out on my sidearm, I'm gonna be taking my flippier F3 here. Slight hyzer, it should flip up. You don't want to pull it. If you pull it, you're not going to have a look at birdie whatsoever. So let's go for it. Okay, I got through that tree. That's where most discs end up, but at least I'm not under it, because that really prevents you from the birdie. Hopefully I can get a crazy overhand and get a jump putt for birdie. The sun's really coming up now. So I'm good. I'm probably still about 300 feet out. I did not get too far off the tee there, but I'm gonna go huge overhand. Gonna do it more tomahawk style like this with my H3 V2. It's my go-to. And as long as I hang it out just left enough, it should come back decently. So let's unleash my inner pitcher. Arms are definitely a bit weak. Arm day yesterday was not a good idea for trying to play well here, especially if you're going to be throwing 200-foot overhands. So yeah, that one hurt. I would say right now the biggest problem with my game is the consistency, my form. Playing only 4 months, my backhand can get my backhand and my sidearm can get very squirrely. I never know what power I'm gonna have that day and where the shot's coming out of. If I'm feeling it, I'm playing probably close to 900 rated, but when I'm off, I'm like low 800s. So it certainly gets rough. Luckily, typically my max distance on my backhand is never really less than 300, even if I'm feeling absolute noodle armed. As you saw on the first hole of this back nine, but that's 300. I should be well past that. I can typically throw 400 to 450. So yeah, there's really no excuses for not getting above 300 today on my drives or flipping up my disc properly, but you know, you got what you got. So all right, give myself about an 80-foot birdie look here. This is probably just outside of jump putt range, but I'm still gonna jump putt it. It's really more out of concerns of going too deep. If you go too deep in there, there's a creek back there and it gets rough. There's a low ceiling. So let's see what we got. Not too mad with that. I know my jump putt is not as powerful as it could be, so I'm not too upset with that. At least I got close and I didn't go deep, so I'll be able to get this par. Let's end on a high note. All right, 2 overs through that back nine. Not bad, honestly. I'd say that's slightly above my average. I think when I play my back nine, I would need to check, but I think I typically get around +4 or +5. Because some of those holes can get away from me, and it's typically 2 or 3 of them, but today it was only 1. I only got a double on 1 of them. Now at least I got that birdie on hole 7 as my comebacker to get a stroke back. So that's honestly really nice. I'm gonna come back probably early next week. I am going to the beach, so if I come back early next week, play here, if I'm feeling good, I can get through that front 9 probably sometimes -3 to -5 even. There are some really birdieable holes, so if I'm feeling it that day, I could come away with here, I would think max score about -3 overall to be above a 900 rated round. So I want to see if I can put that together one of these days, hopefully with someone on my card so it validates it. But +2 through this back 9, I'm super happy with. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoy disc golf and want to get better with me, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment how I can improve these videos to make them more enjoyable. This is my first one. I want to add like shot tracers and all that eventually, but I really don't know what I'm doing with that. Like I said, thank you all so much for clicking on to my first video here at Matty Ice Disc Golf. Hopefully I can get good enough to get sponsored and be super big one day, but you know, it's baby steps. 4 months in, I can't expect to be that crazy right now, you know? But a year in, I don't know, I better be winning some tournaments. So be sure to drop a subscribe and a like for that, so you can see those when they come up, because I'm definitely gonna be dropping some vlog style videos and just some cool things. So stay tuned. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.